part 2?
Ground cherry part 2. Okay, we got a blue alert, which is like an amber alert, but for a missing or an adult person. Anyways, the phone buzzed, the video stopped, so to be continued right now. Okay, thumbs up, he says. Probably a little sour because it wasn't all the way brown yet, but the ground cherry did not grow in its cage this year. Last year, all of this kind of grew upward and it filled this whole tomato cage. And this year it is wild and out. So we're gonna have to lift that up to find the fruit later, but you can see kind of the status here. This guy's about ready. When they drop off, they're at their sweetest, but just tons of little green ones all throughout. We'll have a really nice ground cherry harvest this year. Beyond the ground cherries, we've got these pole beans. Okay, so psyched about these. These are Chinese noodle beans, and they are a bean that you eat fresh like a green bean. And you can pick them. This one's probably about ready to go. It's, I don't know, 14-ish inches. But they grow 14 to 20 inches long, basically, and it's just a long fresh bean, and you cut it into pieces. You can saute it, you can eat it raw, and this plant is just putting them out all over the place, and they're so fun to watch grow. They grow so quick. This weekend when we checked on them, this big one, 14 inches now, was only like this big, so super fast growers. Haven't cooked any yet, so I'll keep you posted on the taste. I've never had them before, but I hear they're delicious. Beneath the beans down here, we have carrots. They are really coming along. You can maybe see how big they are. We picked a couple already today. These are Black Nebula carrots. This one broke off in the ground. You can see how dark the inside is. They are super dark. Tons of antioxidants, would make a really fun dark purple carrot juice. What else did we pick today? Here's our little tool pile. Beets, golden beets. So pulled the last of the golden beets out of the ground. They have this fun ombre sunset gradient going on. We've already roasted a couple of these. They are delicious. They did super well this year, and we've got some good beet greens here to cook up as well. There's a couple cucumbers we grabbed today. First little bunch of Sunrise Bumblebee tomatoes. Here's the green beans I harvested. Nice and fat, super fresh. And here's some dragon tongue beans. I'll take you over to where they're growing in a second, but they are this fun stripy pattern. And you can let them get a little bit bigger, fatter than this, and then pluck them, like when the beans get inside the pod get a little fatter, you can pluck them out of the shell and eat them like you would a lima bean. Or if you pick them less mature, like this one is, a little bit skinnier, you just eat it raw like a green bean, or you saute it up like a green bean. So we'll be eating those. These are the vines where the cucumbers are growing. You can see they're just giant. They are escaping in every direction. Don't think we'll have a shortage of pickles this year. We've got some more pole beans. Uh-oh, invader in action. See that little white guy? Cute butterfly. You think he's nice and calm and doing no harm. That is actually the cabbage moth that lays the eggs that turn into the caterpillars that eat all the broccoli and the kale and all that stuff. So we don't get super excited when we see those, but these are the plants the dragon tongue beans grow on, the ones that have the purple streaking. You can see some growing here that I'm waiting until they get a little bigger. They do get a little top heavy, so they flop over, and these have some water stress, but still producing fruit. We'll continue to harvest and eat these guys for a couple more weeks, and then we'll pull them out and something will go in for early fall. Let's see here. What did we miss? We've got more carrots coming along where we used to have the peas. And got a really good banana pepper harvest coming our way in the future. These plants are producing a ton of fruit, so very excited about that also. And Zach is shouting over my shoulder, reminding me to show you the star of the garden in his eyes. which are these plants here, the broccoli. So getting a little bit eaten by those cabbage worms, but hanging in there, and they are starting to form heads. It's so exciting. These are inch and a quarter, inch and a half maybe. At this point, they will grow into a pretty big broccoli head there. And then after you cut that first head of broccoli off, this main one that each plant produces, the stalk down here will throw out little side shoots and grow a couple of additional small broccoli heads, more like broccolini size. So we'll get a couple broccolis off each one. And then front of the broccoli bed here is where the golden beets came from. There's just a couple stragglers that were pretty small left in here. We'll let to get just a bit bigger. These are some black bean pods coming along. This whole section here is black beans. It'll take them another month or so to really plump out. And then this side is green beans. So did the same thing the dragon tongue beans do. It's pretty typical for a fresh bean. They get a little top heavy and kind of fall over, but you can see here the green beans are growing. We've got lots of fruit on them. Kind of pick them up off the ground and pluck the beans off. If you continuously harvest them, the plant will continue to produce more flowers and you'll end up with more beans throughout the season. So I've been pulling a good handful every couple days off these guys. I think, though out of order, I did manage to hit everyone. Last kind of update here.